So, Dr. Mark, I couldn't believe my ears the other day when we were chatting about the Deconstruction event, and you said something astounding to me. I couldn't believe it. You said you wanted the people coming to our event to fail? What's that all about?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that people need to realize is if you have never failed, you have never tested your outer limits and you're never pushed yourself. And in our last video where I talked about coding, there is never been an important program, like someone writes a 10-line program with no errors. But there's never been an amazing long program like this video program we're using today was not written error-free. People wrote, there were mistakes, you debug. And so if we're going to teach people to actually code themselves, play the most important instrument in the world, the human brain, if they haven't got used to failing, it means that actually our process, if they don't learn to fail, we're gonna fail, Rick, because if they're there and they're too afraid to fail, our process isn't gonna work.
That's no good.
Yes. You know, my son, young kids, you see them now, they'll pick up a computer or there's a PVR and they'll, without instructions, they'll play with it, touch it, and they're not afraid of it crashing or breaking. Whereas my parents, who are senior citizens, they are very fearful. It's like, oh, well, what if I push this button? What'll happen? And they're fearful of it going wrong.
Filled with anxiety.
And you need to not just fail, but remove the emotion from failure. And actually, you have a very good comment where you talk about success and failure. And you say well, I'll let you verbalize it. What is success to you? What is failure?
So most people that I've been dealing with, they don't know how to define success and they don't know how to define failure. And so Plato in his Republic stated that the beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. So one of the things we want to be able to do with our participants in the event is to get them to define for themselves, perhaps for the very first time in their lives, what success is for them. Mm-hmm. And if they can do that, then they can have a definition of failure, and then that means that they will have no emotion. The emotion will be removed. And we're going to give a secret way in order to make that definition very powerful and very specific.
So you're not going to tell the answer now. Fair enough. He has a nice one. I thought I'd squeeze it out of him. The other thing that needs to be considered is as you write out your plan, if you just define success as I want to be a millionaire, it's almost certain that you will fail thousands of times along the way and get discouraged. Let's make a smaller block. Any sales process will tell you that if you make 100 calls, you'll get X number of meetings, and out of those meetings, you'll get X number of sales.
A ratio.
Okay, so it's a ratio. It's a formula. The vast majority will be failures. But if you program yourself to go, my success is making the 100 calls, you will then get success out of it. So the core concept is this. We need to remove the fear of failure. All great people fail. If you go through your life and don't fail, well then, the irony is, at the very end of it all, your life has been a failure. Take a look at the info here, click, sign up, come see us at the Deconstruction event.